Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we have yet another plot twist from the Democratic Party that keeps on experiencing massive whiplash. Everywhere, every single moment of the day, it changes its tune. There's an immense evidence that Trump colluded with Russia. Oh, but it's not about Trump, Russia, it's about Manafort. Oh, but the DNC is getting sued by WikiLeaks. No, sorry. DNC is unfortunately suing WikiLeaks, which is horrendous. Julian Assange deserves freedom. Oh, but the BuzzFeed is suing the DNC, but there's so much evidence about Trump-Russia collusion. And Hillary got the popular vote, but oh my God, the Facebook ad swung the election. And James Comey's letter to Congress a week before had nothing to do with the 18 classified emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Oh my God. The uranium sale was just a commodity. It was no. William D. Campbell, the FBI informant that spoke to different committees within Congress saying that President Obama and Hillary Clinton were already compromised by Russian lobbyists to get the uranium deal through. Oh, that's just gossip and hearsay, but let's go ahead and use the Steele dossier. And George Papadopoulos and a dumb conversation with Alexander Dumbo Downer. And it's just what Democrats do is this. Obfuscate. Throw as much smoke. Hillary Clinton used a private unencrypted server in her basement, along with many other servers outside the United States government that the NSA and President Obama had no access to. That is the definition of espionage, potential espionage. Oh, but she's okay. It's but her emails. But by the way, read but her top secret emails below. Still being read. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Rhonda, Iowa Girl, thank you. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, to my regulators, thank you. And let's get started. I think I'm going to have to do more performance art because there's so much going on. Mueller. Now there's Don McGahn. Oh my God, Don McGahn. No. What's going on here? Obstruction? Was there a crime committed? No, but we're confident something happened. But if you ever get in the way of us trying to find out what possibly could have happened, then you're committing a crime. White House counsel has cooperated extensively with Mueller's obstruction inquiry. Oh my God. Don McGahn? Oh my God, he's cooperating? No way. How do you obstruct justice when Article 2 of the United States Constitution says that FBI James Comey falls under the executive branch? He can fire James Comey at will whenever he wants to. How does that work? That's crazy. Let's see what CNN is talking about, or Washington Post. Oh, one of the writers was in the WikiLeaks DNC emails as a friendly journalist to the Clinton campaign. Isn't that funny? White House counsel has cooperated extensively with Mueller's obstruction inquiry. The White House counsel, Donald McGahn II, has cooperated extensively in the special counsel investigation, sharing detailed accounts about the episodes at the heart of the inquiry into whether President Trump obstructed justice, including some that investigators would not have learned otherwise, according to a dozen current and former White House officials. Including some that investigators would not have learned otherwise. In at least 3 voluntary interviews with investigators that totaled 30 hours over the past 9 months, Mr. McGahn described the president's furor toward the Russia investigation, his rage, his fury, and the ways in which he urged Mr. McGahn to respond to it. Oh my God! He urged his attorney to respond to Mueller, Saint Mueller. Oh, Saint Mueller. Please protect us, Saint Mueller. He provided the investigators examining whether Mr. Trump obstructed justice, a clear view of the president's most intimate moments with his lawyer. First of all, You can't obstruct justice. Alan Dershowitz stated very categorically. Scotland, I love you. Scotland, thank you. You can't obstruct justice, you buffoon, imbecile, idiots, Democrats. If, number one, you're protected under the United States Constitution, just a little piece of paper that our country's founded upon, don't worry about it. You can erase the First and Second Amendments, Democrats. I'm sure nobody will mind. Under Article 2 of the Constitution, the president can go ahead and fire Mueller. He can fire Comey. And if you don't believe me, Time magazine. Trump fire Mueller. Can Trump fire Mueller? Yup, and in more ways than one. Politico. Yes, Trump can fire Mueller. This is the Washington Post. But a normal president would not try it. Oh, gee, thanks, Washington Post. Tell us what a normal president would do. Democracy dies in darkness as you hire John Podesta. Trump can fire Mueller. Politico. Of course he can fire Mueller. He can fire Comey, too. Donald Trump and the Constitution. He's allowed to fire Mueller. Yes, the president can constitutionally fire Comey. Then, of course, you have, yes, the president can obstruct justice. Sure, if there's a crime committed, tell me where the crime was committed. You can't just simply point to an investigation of a crime that has yet to take place. Don't go ahead and say he obstructed justice without explaining that a crime took place. You can't go ahead. You cannot say that a crime took place and you can't say that a crime took place. By the way, I love Jimmy Dore. I have to tell you, I do love Jimmy Dore. I think Jimmy Dore is one of the great voices. TYT I'm not so fond with, but Jimmy Dore I do love. I think he's awesome. So there are people on the left I do respect a lot. But the issue here is the president can go ahead. Well, here's Alan Dershowitz. President, go ahead. President can go ahead and fire Comey. Well, okay, God, why is it so difficult to find something when I want to find it? And you have Jeffrey Toobin on CNN, who's like pretty much making up things. You can fire Mueller, you can fire Comey, you don't even have to give a reason. You can give competing excuses or reasons. It doesn't matter. It's within the president's right to do. You have to prove a crime committed. There was the NSA and the FBI and CIA are moderately to highly confident a crime was even committed. And that's it. Dershowitz, Trump has the authority to fire Mueller.
Vote your values. Now you can watch your values.
Would have sounded like an institutional authority. Everybody should listen to their lawyers, whether you're the president of the United States or anybody else. McGahn's advice was very, very sound advice. Look, the president has the constitutional authority to fire anybody in the executive branch. The Supreme Court has held that.
The president has the constitutional authority to fire anyone in the executive branch. That's it. The FBI falls under the executive branch. Any agency not that has nothing to do with Congress or the courts falls within the executive branch. So and then one constitutional professor is like, oh, well, Trump regards himself above the law. What law was broken?
Over the years that you're worried about concentrations of power, and I certainly am too. So if you don't like the president, you think he's screwing up, you can impeach him, you can vote against him. Exactly. If an FBI director who is had come into office
I'm trying, of course, there's a million examples on YouTube of Dershowitz saying that Trump could fire Comey. And of course, I can't find one. But Trump can fire Comey. And he can fire Mueller. He can fire whoever the heck he wants. The Democratic Party has to prove a crime was committed. That's with Papadopoulos. That's with Manafort. That's with everyone. And he has every right to fire Comey because the IG report stated that Comey was insubordinate, broke protocol, and engaged in behavior he should never have engaged in. So what's the problem? An independent review stated that he should have been fired. And that same review, by the way, stated that there was no prosecutorial bias because, well, the prosecutors weren't given evidence. There you go. To my super chat, thank you so very, very much. And let me just read you this. So Don McCann, oh my God, obstruction, no. Among them were Mr. Trump's comments and actions during the firing of FBI Director James Comey. He could have said anything he wanted. It doesn't matter. And Mr. Trump's obsession with putting a loyalist in charge of the inquiry, like everyone was loyal to Obama, every single person. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S., they were all loyal. You had Eric Holder, you had Loretta Lynch, who spoke about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren, who, by the way, James Comey stated that, oh, she was compromised. You have the Obama administration was one of the most corrupt administrations in the United States history. Not even a question mark. It ranks as one of the most corrupt administrations. And of course, I have friends who are like, how many indictments? Well, they controlled the FBI. Obama's CIA chief, Brennan, spied on the Senate. Do you think Obama cared? No. Of course there weren't investigations into Obama. Well, Eric Holder was held in contempt of Congress, but I mean, you know. Mr. McGahn was also essentially involved in Mr. Trump's attempts to fire special counsel. Look, the Democratic Party's not owed anything. They think they're owed something with Mueller. Like, well, you know, he won, so we can go ahead and investigate him forever. That's not how it works. Rhonda, Iowa girl, you are absolutely wonderful. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, as always, for supporting this channel. You were very kind, and Iowa is the center of American politics. It really is. It really is. What takes place in Iowa and the beginning of the electoral season, just you can kind of see Trump did very well in Iowa. Well, no, wait a second. Sorry. Yeah, no. Who won Iowa with the Republicans? I think that Trump. No, did he? No. Who was it that won? Sorry. Trump still did okay. Who won Iowa GOP 2016? That's right, Ted Cruz. That Ted Cruz won Iowa. That's why I think Ted Cruz is going to run in 2024. Donald Trump, and then Trump just went to run the tables. But there was strong support for Trump. So Ted Cruz won Iowa. Then Trump, then Rubio. Then Rubio won a contest, and then but then he just faded away. Cruz is probably a lot stronger than Rubio in the Republican Party, I would say. Thank you, Tim. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you so very much, as always. Iowa just sets the tone. There's energy, political energy in Iowa. There's a lot of talk as to why. I don't really know how to explain why, but it just is. Thank you so very much, Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. So Trump can fire Comey. And nobody can say, like, to insinuate that Comey had some kind of, like, to say that, well, he fired Comey because he was trying to obstruct justice. The Steele dossier started the whole dumb investigation. The investigation was completely fabricated. It was completely and utterly fabricated. Let's see what Dershowitz says here.
Got me elected president. Don't tell me what to do. Right. I'm going to continue to tweet. And that's a mistake. Listen to your colleague, Jim Comey. But if you is now on sale, what do you think of Jim Comey? I thought very highly of Jim Comey. But if you ask me to describe Jim Comey in one word, coward. He didn't have the guts to tell the president to his face, no, you can't ask me for loyalty. No, you can't tell me to drop the investigation of Flynn. He's hiding behind a blue shade in the White House.
The whole point is that Trump had every right to ask Comey, to speak about Comey, to speak to Comey, to say anything he wanted to. This minutia that they focus on, well, Trump said this. Like, well, what do you think President Obama said regarding Clinton's investigation? What do you think President Obama said regarding the FBI's fabrication of Trump Russia? This is all gossip and hearsay, and the president is protected. Article 2 of the Constitution allows him to go ahead and execute. The Yahtzee, thank you so very much. The Yahtzee one, thank you. Off topic, I saw your recorded show from last night. You had an opinion on Obama's certificate. Have a look at the press conference by Sheriff Arpaio and Mike Zula on YouTube. They present the evidence. Yeah, but the thing is, the Yahtzee one, thank you so very much, as always. The Yahtzee one, thank you. No, I do believe that Obama was born in Hawaii because the evidence has to be accepted by both Democrats and Republicans. There's no evidence of Trump Russia. The Democrats haven't even presented any evidence of Trump Russia at all. But let's say, for example, Sheriff Arpaio or Zula or anyone says, here's some evidence. It's then torn apart by the left, or evidence needs to, in my mind, in my humble view, the Yahtzee one, with all due respect, in my humble view, evidence needs to shine through regardless of partisan, regardless of, so it is a fact. Because Dianne Feinstein, James Clapper has stated there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. It is a fact. There is no evidence that he's done anything wrong. So, I mean, in terms of, the Yahtzee one, my whole thing is that I wish that now that I'm a lot more conservative than I ever was. I wish that the conservatives or Republicans would not go ahead and fall into the trap, whether it's Q, whether it's Obama's birth certificate, whether it's somebody's really a man, whether that kind of thing. Because it doesn't score any political points. It doesn't help with political momentum. I want the peaceful destruction, politically, peacefully, of the Democratic Party. And if there are people who want to debate whether Obama was born in the U.S. or not, for now there's zero, because I happen to think he's born in Hawaii. But whether or not, let's say the argument takes place, it actually hurts Trump. It hurts. I mean, Trump was wrong to kind of push it also, in my view, because there's nothing to be gained from it, and there's no evidence that that Democrats will accept. Well, look at it. First, look at this certificate. Look at this certificate. Then if you start getting into certificates, then you're like, well, how do you know it's authentic? How do you know this? Like, the same kind of scrutiny. The evidence that shows he's not that would show he's not born in the U.S. is the same kind of evidence that could be used to say that he is. You see what I mean? You're talking about government documents. Pushing the truth isn't wrong, but pushing the truth that could either easily be debunked by another side, or the truth that isn't so easily presented in terms of evidence takes away from. You don't want to give the other. You don't want to allow President Obama to be Teflon. And when you go towards that road, whether it's, so the Yahtzee one, thank you. But I'm saying, like, when conservatives and Rhonda Iowa girl, thank you. The whole thing is, how do you wield power to win? How do you wield power to ensure that the other side doesn't go ahead and continually engage in corruption? So the Yahtzee one, thank you so very much for yesterday and today. For always, thank you, the Yahtzee one. And there was another person from Norway also. I think that you're telling people about this channel, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Rhonda Iowa girl, thank you so very much as always. But my thing regarding how to wield political power is this. Democrats are not worried about their base. They don't really have a base. They're not worried about their voters. They're worried about donors. If you can convince Bill Maher and Robert De Niro and Joy Behar and certain Harvard professors, or not Dershowitz but others, or people in New York and LA, if you can convince them that Russia actually infiltrated our election, they'll suspend logic and they'll still give. Oh, well, that's why they don't want to. You don't want to. Let's say you're a football team 10-0 in the NFL and you lose to a high school team. You don't want to believe that maybe you weren't that good. They view Trump to be a high school team. They view Trump to be this buffoon. They view Trump to be this anomaly. They view Trump to be this. They don't want to believe that they lost, you see? So they suspend logic and they believe in a conspiracy theory. You don't want to give them ammunition and say, conservatives, they believe in Q, pizza, birth certificate. Look how right wing. They call me. Some people call me right wing nut job. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm a Bernie supporter who saw the light and is questioning why Bernie is continuing the Russia myth. The Russia myth is a conspiracy theory. Anyone who continues to talk about Trump working with Russia is engaging in a conspiracy theory. But my whole thing is, how do you wield power? I say the Mueller probe at this point right now, because initially it really did hurt Trump a lot, because it kind of took the wind out of his sails. Allowed old Jeff Sessions to recuse himself, gave Rosenstein power, allowed Mueller to become a special counsel. But now they're folding. Now they had to show all their cards. And it's hurting the Democratic Party. So now this right here, this whole thing, for a lawyer to share so much with investigators scrutinizing his client is unusual. A prosecutor would kill for that. Oh, and then, you know, somebody from Whitewater investigation. Oh my God, it would have been phenomenally helpful to us. But Whitewater, there was a crime. Bill Clinton got you know what in the White House. Watergate, there was a break-in. DNC hack, there was a, well, we don't know. CrowdStrike is the only company to look, a firm outside the United States government. Hello, it's a company that was purchased. The Yahtzee won. Thank you as always. I give, that's my views presented to you in 100% respect. 100% respect. I went to a, I think I told everybody, I went to a wedding, my cousin's wedding. And I was like, I didn't know how many Trump supporters there were, or, you know, Democrats or whatever. But as I got to talking to people, and these are people that I would think were Democrats, okay? I got to talking to people, and I found a lot of Trump supporters that I had no idea. No idea. And it's just, you want to go ahead and you want to, I think, amass political power. And political power is gained by just focusing on evidence that you can't refute. That's all. That's all. And that's my overall point is the evidence you can't refute, you know. But now they're saying, oh my God, Trump's lawyer is working with special counsel. Everybody's working with special counsel, yet nothing happens. Nobody flips. Isn't that funny? In fact, Mr. McGahn laid out how Mr. Trump tried to ensure control of the investigation. Oh my God, really? Giving investigators a mix of information, both potentially damaging and favorable to the president. Oh my God. What does this even mean? Are we going to find Russian hackers? This is all gossip. This is all hearsay. Now they're trying to make it Watergate. They're comparing Trump to Nixon. And they don't even realize they have zero concept. Even the people, the Watergate people, they're just trying to curry favor. They're trying to kiss the behind of the New York Times because they know that's where the money is. Mr. Mueller, armed with Mr. McCann's account, is still trying to interview witnesses close to the president. About what? About what? About what? Mr. Dowd said, adding Mr. Mueller knew as far back as October when he received many White House documents that the president did not break the law. This is the New York Times. What are they talking about today? This is a conspiracy theory. This is the equivalent of any conspiracy theory you can think of. It did not happen. It did not happen. Very simple. Trump did not collude with Russia. The notion is absurd. Julian Assange has consistently stated his source was not a government actor, was not Russia. Trump has consistently stated he did not collude with Russia. James Clapper has consistently stated there's no evidence of Trump-Russia. Mueller has consistently indicted people that have absolutely nothing to do with Russia. And by the way, don't mess with... My thing is, at this point right now, everything is simply, if it falls under the executive branch, Article 2 of Constitution. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Oh, that's Article 2, Section 1. Enforces laws. The President and Vice President, all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachments, Section 4, on the conviction of treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. The DNC's CrowdStrike assessment has nothing to do with crimes, misdemeanors, bribery, or treason. It's CrowdStrike. You're going to have to get everyone who works at CrowdStrike to then testify under oath and make sure that they don't contradict anything in the Strzok or Glenn Simpson Fusion GPS or Bruce Orr, eventually his testimony. They're all a bunch of liars. They made up. They fabricated this stupid, absurd notion. They thought they couldn't believe that Trump. They couldn't believe that Trump won. They couldn't believe that Trump won. And they're like, oh, is it, the left is like, it's a constitutional crisis. Why would it be a constitutional crisis? There was no crime committed. Where was the crime? You can't simply say the intelligence agencies are confident about something. Can President Donald Trump fire FBI Director James Comey? Yes. He falls under the executive branch. The president can also fire the FBI director, even without stating a reason for doing so. Newsweek. There are no statutory conditions to the president's authority to remove a director. So what's the problem? This is the type of thing, if you are conservative, if you are a Trump voter, this is the type of thing you have to latch on to like a bulldog, like a pit bull. Latch onto it and never let go. That gives political power. That gives you political power. Political power is derived from evidence, truth that nobody can deny. Nobody can deny that Trump has the right under the Constitution to fire James Comey. If you want to say that he's obstructing justice, you can say that till you're blue in the face. But the Constitution allows him to do so. You can't go ahead and say, oh, obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice. Oh my God, obstruction of justice. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, especially if you can go ahead. New York Times, what to care about when everything is terrible. Oh my God, the economy is good. Our foreign policy is good. The FBI is being purged of horrible, corrupt individuals. Oh, everything is terrible. Bring back President Obama's 2016 1.6% growth, GDP growth. Oh my God, bring back the Obama years with Clinton's unencrypted email in her basement. Unbelievable. They don't. It's I forgot who said it. Somebody in my super chat said it, and it's so true. They are now gaslighting themselves. They've given up on, everyone else. That's not even an issue. They've given up on everyone else. They're just like, you know what? Whoever's going to believe us now. And another thing they don't get is that there's a certain point when you become a Trump supporter, and there's a point of no return. The point of no return, he can go ahead and tweet crazy things, and you're like, you know what? That's him. And they don't get it. They don't understand. Like, there's a point of no return. Where you decide, look, either Trump his personality is hilarious. He's exactly what we need. He is firing and exposing corrupt FBI agents. These are the same people that helped Hillary Clinton cheat Bernie Sanders, if you're progressive. People on the left are like, well, how can you're stuck? You're stuck focused on you're focused on and of course the New York Times now is like, oh, if you bring up Bruce Orr, you're conservative conspiracy theorist. No, it's not. It's not a call. The conspiracy theory is on the left. You're actually going ahead and asking, why did Obama's DOJ speak to an outside firm? We have almost a $35 billion budget for intelligence in this country. You got to go ahead and get Fusion GPS to start an investigation. You're obviously going ahead and fabricating an investigation. JUB 8891. OMG, we still have the freedom to criticize our own government. How tyrannical. I'm moving to another country. Exactly. Thank you, JUB 8891. Thank you. I'm all for criticizing the government. But I would like there to be evidence. With Bruce Orr, there's evidence that he was the go-between in between James Comey and Fusion GPS. That was not his job. He should not have done that. I thought that the Justice Department was completely autonomous. I thought that they were completely and utterly autonomous. And the interesting thing is they keep on repeating the same ridiculous. Thank you, JUB8891. And the Yahtzee 1, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very much as always. They have nothing on Trump. So that's the funny thing. The Yahtzee 1, I don't think so. Was that the... Oh. Sorry. That was a hint to inform people on the channel. I agree that this issue won't add use any moment. I didn't see that. I apologize. That's one. The left media simply ignored it. I respect your opinions too. No worries. Thank you so very much. That was a hint to inform people in the channel. Okay. I agree that this issue won't add us any momentum. The left media simply ignored it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Also, the Yahtzee 1. No, thank you so much. I didn't see it for some reason. I don't know why. The Yahtzee 1, thank you. No, the media is going to ignore everything from Loretta Lynch speaking about golf breaks and grandchildren to Bill Clinton to the fact that Hillary Clinton didn't know that the C meant confidential. She thought it meant catnip, actually. The Yahtzee 1, I agree with you on that. I didn't see. For some reason, I apologize. I didn't see the. I thought. Thank you, the Yahtzee 1, for always your support for this channel. For some reason, I didn't see the last one. But then Teresa, the left has to admit that. You see, the one thing the left admits is that there's no evidence of Trump Russia. There's no direct evidence. They just go ahead and continue to go ahead. And they use their suspicion regarding Trump Russia, but they know there's no evidence. That's why they're going after obstruction. That's why they're going after Manafort. And it's not going to work. They are going to get crushed. And it's like, I can't wait till Twitter is no longer in existence. Follow me on Gab also. Follow me on Gab also. Here is my... if you go on my Twitter, it's at H.A. Goodman author. My pinned tweet, go on it. And then you can go ahead and also... And this is what I say, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I say.
They're going to lose in the midterms. Their people would never, ever stoop so low as to blame anyone for an election loss. So Trump should just stop whining.
That's what President Obama was saying, and I'm explaining.
Then we have nonstop whining, continual and never-ending whining from Clinton and the Democratic Party. They're going to lose in the midterms. They had like what?
They're going to lose in the midterms. May 30th, 2018, I stated, in addition to me stating that John Podesta would be under federal criminal investigation, I wrote an article on that. In addition to me stating endlessly, which I don't know why people on Reddit don't give me credit for, that Clinton would lose to Trump. Now I'm telling everyone, long before it happens, well, I mean, whatever, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months or whatever, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, November, 6 months. There is no blue wave. And the left hates itself, but here.
13 or 14 point lead in the generic polls for both the House and the Senate. They'll lose the Senate, or the GOP will keep control of the Senate and keep control of the House. And they're going to limp into 2020. Trump, unless there's something, God forbid, that's just unforeseen, Trump will easily defeat Democrats in 2020 because Democrats don't stand for anything.
There you go. I'm on RT stating the obvious. Eric H. I want everyone to check out the new QAnon song on YouTube. It's fresh. God bless HA. And tonight we will fight the 13 angry Democrats and John O'Brien. Get dumped again, FBI dating online. John O'Brien. I like walks in the park and poopies, commonly known as puppies. And I love Steely Dan. And what else? I love, but to sneeze, I don't want to. I don't want to sneeze. Okay. I enjoy the sound of the rain. I am very, very... In fact, you know, when I was spying on Congress and President Obama's presidency, spying on Congress, and I just, you know, I would listen to, well, I'd listen to so many wonderful, Bette Midler. Who else? You know, hard rock, like Bette Midler. Thank you, Eric H. And I'd go ahead and read Karl Marx and wonderful Soviet writing. You know how we do. So, and Jim Jordan, conspiracy theory. Peter Strzok told us the FBI got the dossier from Bruce Orr. It's pretty funny. He should lose his clearance. Can you imagine Jim Jordan? Oh my God. Eric H., thank you. You don't bring me flowers anymore. You took my security clearance, Trumpy. And now you're going after Clapper. Good, get him. Clapper is an idiot. He's a giant head with no brain. What kind of person has a humongous cranium with a bird brain? Take his clearance away, but not mine. So George Papadopoulos should listen to his beautiful, lovely, intelligent wife. And simply go ahead and quote the intelligence report. The Yahtzee won! Mueller probe keeps picking up new threads like the White House lawyer. It worries me that this way he intends to keep the probe going on forever. Exactly. Well, the Yahtzee won. I think that Trump is just waiting because he doesn't want to say that everybody's full of Bandini. The FBI was full of Bandini. He doesn't want to go ahead and say that. So he's trying to go ahead and say that the FBI did something wrong. Da da da. But if he were to say the same thing I'm saying, where's the evidence? Where's the moderate confidence? If he actually quoted the intelligence reports, he could end the whole thing tomorrow. But he doesn't want to quote the intelligence reports because if he does, then it's too much of an insult. So I agree with you, the Yahtzee one. I think that once Republicans keep control of the House and Senate, it's pretty much game over. It's pretty much game over. If the Democrats, the imbeciles, the idiots, would have simply focused on policies they don't like, they're just speaking to themselves. Oh, this is love. This is Trump's America. This is horrible. Record low unemployment for people. Great GDP growth. Oh, my God. Oh, my good foreign policy. North Korea peace. Whatever. Whatever. Corrupt FBI officials. Whatever. Manufacturing jobs. Whatever. Stupid. Look what he's tweeting. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what Trump tweets. Most Americans are not on Twitter. Most voters don't have Twitter accounts. And nobody cares. Without Twitter, the Democratic Party is completely done. The only thing, it's funny, they even lose at social media, but the only thing keeping them afloat is social media. Not Facebook, just Twitter. Facebook's like a free-for-all. It's like, you know, Facebook doesn't really influence anyone. It never did. It was a way for people who already had views to talk to each other. That's it. And then, of course, CNN's now turning on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Because here's it. Cuomo presses Ocasio-Cortez on healthcare. Presses. That's not the way you... They're after her. They never say CNN presses Hillary on her basement server. And I agree with you, the Yahtzee one. They're just keeping it alive. That's it. They're keeping it alive any way they can because it's the only thing they have on Trump. Trump has outmaneuvered them. Completely outmaneuvered them. They're caught in lie after lie. They cheated Bernie Sanders. Now they don't like his personality, so they're focused on his personality. They're not focused on any bills, anything. They're focused on these cultural issues. Like, oh my God, look what this person said. How can you say that? How can you do that? Meanwhile, neoconservatives are still running running the Democratic foreign policy. Totally agree with the Yahtzee. What bothers me the most is that the scope of the Mueller probe is so broad. How does he not go after one Dem? Well, Tony Podesta's, but you're right. Will the new social media Dem? Will a new social media site take over? What's up with Sessions, HA? Oh my goodness. Sessions is like Sessions, you know, it's like, hi, Mr. President, how are you? Good. Don McCann, I don't care. I don't care about him. I gave him $100. He went away. I can't even do it. I can't. I'm so Eric H. I'm so ostrich jackets. I'm so done with the Mueller probe. I can't even stand it anymore, Eric H. And I agree with you in the Yahtzee one. They're just like now, you know, I can't find my sweetie Jeffrey. I'm afraid he has gotten trampled by the giant Nephilim Comey and that Mueller. There are no Southern gentlemen. Have mercy. My little munchkin is missing. Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie Johnson. Don't worry, Stephanie. I'm here. Doing great. I'm going ahead and sipping on some iced tea. Just in my sport coat. That's pretty much what I'm wearing. Just a sport coat. Jeff Sessions. Okay, thank you, Mr. Trump. Keep on pretending you hate me. Stephanie Johnson. Thank you so very much. The Yahtzee won. Thank you so very much. The young baby boomer, yes. So they're now, Don McGahn is like, oh my God, everything is, oh my God. They cried wolf a million times. At least when I say Clinton will get indicted, she committed crimes. Like, it's not like she didn't commit crimes. She did commit crimes. She did commit crimes. She committed lots of crimes. Espionage Act, U.S. Code 793F, RICO laws, Giuliani's talked about. Campaign finance violations I spoke about in my Daily Caller article. Let's go ahead real quick. James Comey. I long believed the president can fire an FBI director for any reason or no reason at all. So, pretty much says it there. You can't have obstruction when the president is within his constitutional right to do what he did, and there's no evidence of an actual crime that he's obstructing. If you say, well, it's the process that he's obstructing, the process was created from a fake news dossier. And Trump, social media is totally discriminating against Republicans and conservatives. He's right. He's 100% right. They're trying to go ahead and play Trump at his own game. He can't do that. He created this game. He created that game that Democrats are trying to play. It's not going to work. Let's see what else is going on here. So they really have nothing. And if they don't come up, if they do not come up with a guilty verdict on all counts, not some, all, Mueller probe is done on Monday. I mean, the slow decline of the Mueller probe. Let's see. President Trump. I allowed White House counsel Don McCann and other requested members of the White House staff to fully cooperate with the special counsel. In addition, we readily gave over 1 million pages of documents, most transparent in history, no collusion, no obstruction, witch hunt. He's even outmaneuvered the New York Times in their latest hit piece. And let's just see what else is going on. Now everyone on the right is calling for the investigation to shut down. Before it was like, you know, Oh, and Michael Avenatti, by the way, is running for president. So that is just beautiful. And then, of course, you have Andrew Cuomo saying America is not great. That's beautiful. That's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, well, just, you know, always remember, Democrats think America has never been great. Horace, missed the beginning hour. Anyone else having problems with notification, as in not getting them? Sorry to interrupt. No. Horace, thank you so very much. We're wrapping this up. I will be back in several hours, a little later this evening. But, you know, what can I tell you? It's just another day. Same thing, different day with the Mueller probe. Let's see what here. Hold on, what's this?
In real time that we've had in recent memory, right? He is the leader of the free world.
What? This is from Ryan Saavedra, Daily Wire. This is interesting.
The most vocal president, at least in real time, that we've had in recent memory, right? He is the leader of the free world.
Oh, no, he's not. You're not the leader of the free world, but sorry.
Well, by default, he's the leader of the free world.
Angela Merkel's the leader of the free world, but
well, he is the most.
He's not the leader. He's not the leader of the free world. Who is the leader of the free world? Hillary. He's not leading anyone. He's not the leader. He's not the president.
Important person in the world, in politics right now, and he is very vocal. And I do agree with you that this does express a level of exasperation among his aides that they can't have any control over.
Yeah, go ahead.
They can't have control over the 4.1% increase in GDP, the peace between North and South Korea, the fact he's cleaning up the FBI. Oh my God. Manufacturing jobs coming back to the US. Oh my God, this is horrible. What a crazy time in life. Why is this not working? Oh, gotta see this.
This is the most vocal president, at least in real time, that we've had in recent memory, right? He is the leader of the free world.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, no, he's not.
You're not the leader of the free world.
He's not the leader.
By default, he's the leader.
By default. No, he's not.
Well, he is the most important person in the world, in politics right now, and he is very vocal. And I do agree with you that this does express a level of exasperation among his aides that they can't have any control over.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Your argument that he's not the leader of the free world because he's not standing up for democracy, he's not standing up for humanitarian rights. He's a sort of junior player in a block of authoritarian countries.
And the people like the European Union are no longer looking at him as a leader any longer, and I think
of course not. They see him as right.
Oh my God!
Instead, he's he's part of a block that includes Vladimir Putin, Duterte. He's kind of part of he's part of kind of an axis of power.
Hold on.
He's part of an axis of power. Even MSNBC is like, even the host was like, no. You already have Cuomo saying America has never been great. Now you have MSNBC is like, yeah, the president's just part of an axis of evil. Lawrence F. Everyone is calling for the investigation to shut down because Mueller has turned over too many stones and the heat is on the DNC and RNC alike. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And that's why the Senate, Lawrence F. 100%, that's why the Senate went ahead that's why the Senate went ahead and said, Julian Assange, please testify. And it's like they're trying so hard to discredit him, and they end up it just backfires. Like they can point down range, and the round would just like boomerang around and turn around at them. It's just there's nothing they can do, even when they're trying to like. This is the thing. What they can't get the fact. They can't accept the fact that he is the president of the United States of America. They still can't. They can't accept the fact that it's a good economy. They can't accept the fact that life isn't as bad as they want it to be. And they're going to lose in the midterms. And oh my God, they're going to turn on every Bernie supporter in Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein. And they're going to go ahead and destroy every third party. They're going to blame Russia again. It's going to be fantastic. Lawrence F., thank you. Lawrence F., I say if they force the public to civil unrest, it will be quick and swift rebellion and take into the government doorstep. Well, Lawrence, you know, I think, and I say this as, you know, a fellow person who loves and respects the Second Amendment, part of their bluff is that they don't want any of that stuff. They have no cards. They don't want any of that stuff. They talk a big game. They would rather have people with masks on do stupid things in their name. And then if it gets too out of control, they'll halt that also. Their whole thing is a flawed, corrupt, evil public relations spin. At the end of the day, that only hurts themselves. Lawrence F., thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you later this evening to my super chat. Thank you so very much. God bless. And I'll see you this evening. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Saturday evening.